Alright, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is. It is 8:30 p.m. on the east, 5:30 p.m. on the west. But right here, right now, we got the one, we got the only, we got Supreme. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good, man. Good. Everything's great. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. I hope everything's all good with you down there during this terrible pandemic.
Oh, yeah. Everything's good with me. I mean, I've been held up for shows as well. No shows jumping off, but it's been a lot that's been getting done in the show, on the video, promotions, speaking. Everything is love, man. Life is good. Even during the pandemic, man, I've just been standing on faith over fear, man. Faith over fear, no matter what.
Hey, man, that's the best way to do it. Best way to do it. Hopefully, this COVID-19 thing, ends soon so artists like yourself can get back to doing shows and get back to making stacks.
All right. That's what we plan for. I mean, it's the way it is. It looks like I think it's going to go. I don't think this is forever. I don't think this is the new norm. I really don't believe it. I'm not going to believe it. I'm not going to accept my life as walking around with a mask. I'm not raising kids to walk in a poisonous world. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. It's just nothing that I'm going to put my hand around. I don't know what's causing it. I don't know where it came from. I don't know if there's an agenda behind it, but I don't believe it's forever. God got the final say no matter what.
But the one thing I gotta ask you, man, and taking you back to a time when there was no masks and times were much simpler for everybody, but I have to ask you, what made you decide to get into the music industry initially?
Oh man, I'm an OG, so I'm from day one. You know what I mean? I've heard rappers delight. I've always, as a kid, wanted to do some type of entertainment. I like looking at television and watching James Brown and Michael Jackson, but I couldn't sing, I couldn't dance, I couldn't play an instrument. So when hip hop came along, it was just something so like, I can really do this. Like, this is something for me. This is something that I can do. I'm a poet. I can put poetry together over dope beats. And that's what did it. So Rappers Delight opened the door. Hip hop just made it made his life, it was a lifestyle. So hip hop really did it for me. I mean, it is the first thing that came on that radio, it pulled me in like a drug.
Hey, man, same with me, brother, same with me. Personally, I can't rap, that's why I became a DJ, you know what I mean? But, Rapper's Delight, man, an absolute classic, man.
And with me, it was, you know what, to be honest, also, Beach Street, Breaking, and Wild Style. My mother took me to see all three of them movies at the same time. As a triple feature. God bless her soul. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to rap a little bit. I wanted to DJ a little bit. I wanted to break dance a little bit. I didn't know exactly what to gravitate to, but the DJs had too many records to carry. Graffiti, too dangerous. Break dancing, I couldn't really get down there and spin like that. So rapping is what stuck.
And you are also the owner of SNE Records. I have to ask you, tell us a bit more about that. And of course, who's currently signed to yourself and your record label?
Right now, there was a label started on the strip of another label was trying to take too much of what I was working for. And so it was like a lawyer and my dear friend and partner, Richard Waller, was like, well, you might as well put your own record on your own imprint. So with that being said, we started releasing records on, I think the first release was Queen of the Wild on SNE Records, which is mine. I LLC my business. I took care of all my business and paperwork, copyrights and publishing. And I was the only artist on SNE Records. But at this point, we got a distribution deal with WhoMag. So we got like a label deal with WhoMag, whose worldwide distribution is all over, multimedia, television, with Rob Sport. So now we're going to start looking for other artists. And I got my eye on a young lady named Lisa D. She's bad. She's a dope female MC. And that might be, so far, it just might be me and her and another singer-songwriter that I'm looking at named Christy Evans. And I just want to have SNE be like a little Motown, you know?
Most definitely agree, man. There is some great talent out there nowadays, man. Especially within the R&B circuit, man. There really is some great talent, unfortunately. But nowadays, you really got to dig for them.
Yeah, and you know what? I was blessed because touring with Whitney Clayton and going around the whole country and performing and meeting friends and fans and everything. I met a lot of talented people, and I was like, oh my God, if I had $1 million, I would put this one out. Oh my God, if I had $1 million, I would come down here and fly this one here, put them out. So talent is everywhere. And now with the web, with the internet, man, you can just catch the bullet at any time. So it's just like right now, I got my eye on two specific artists, two dope female artists, and I got an eye on a couple people here and there. But these are the two people that I want SME really to spring off of.
And also, speaking of like record deals and record labels, in July 2019, you actually won the Milk Boy competition and actually won a record deal with Milk Boy Productions. I have to ask you, what was that competition like, and what did it consist of? And of course, man, like what was it like actually just being able to win that record deal?
First of all, I just want to shout you out, Immortal, for doing great homework. Great, 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 great. But it was Dope Boy is a bar, is a studio. It used to be where the Roots record. It is where the Roots record. It's where Meek Mill record, Lil Uzi Vert recorded. In fact, I recorded my record across the hall from Lil Uzi Vert, and it was a beautiful experience. So the competition was just to get notoriety to the city of Philadelphia, and that was the first season winner. So I was the inaugural winner. Unfortunately, season 2 was underway, and then COVID came, so it has to be continued once the bars and stuff start opening up. But Tommy and Jamie, the owners of Milk Boy, the whole conglomerate of the restaurant, studios, publishing company, they wanted to do something nice for Philly, so they had an open mic competition every Monday. Free to get in, free to get on. Whoever was the top performer that day, you pick a few winners, and then you go to the big Milk Boy with the main stage and have a showcase, and then you go to the quarterfinals and semifinals and then the finals. So that was a long haul for me because I was the first one to win my little heat. So I had to wait for the other finalists to get picked. So that's like a year process or more. And we got to the main showdown at the finals, and I came out victorious, which in turn got me a recording contract and a publishing deal. So we put the record out physically and digitally under UMAG, under my label, and all the production was covered by Milk Boy. All the publishing side is handled by Milk Boy for 7 records. We were only supposed to do 1, but we ended up doing 7, and we picked 3 of the best ones. And the first one that came out was Swing for the Fences, which is out now, came out in June. So it was a year process. It was a battle, and I'm telling you, all great artists from all genres. So me to be the old head to win the first one was a blessing, and I'm trying to take advantage of it right now and really swing for the fences for everything that we're doing as far as the partnership that we got right now.
So if you don't mind me asking, are you currently still signed to Milk Boy, or did you already like fulfill your record deal contract?
Milk Boy is for they partner with SME, which is my label. But as far as them being a label, they're not a label, they're a production. So all the production was covered by Milk Boy. The beat, the musicians, everything, the whole studio time that I was there was covered by him. And we're not finished with the obligation of our partnership until the 3 records are put out, which is one coming in October. Like I said, Swing for the Fences was first. That's a single in the video that's out on YouTube and on all platforms. Next will be another one by a young producer named Miles Jock. And the third one is like the grand finale of it all. And that was kind of worked its way out. And also, it still may be a partnership as far as writing and publishing.
And also, aside from the music things here for a moment, I also read an article that you actually went up against Stitches in a celebrity boxing match. Can you tell us a bit more about that? And of course, how was a boxing match?
But organizing the game, and they had to fight somebody, so they had a big contest of who want to fight Stitches, so they put me into it. His team picked me, and we got to the press conference and got into the big brawl. That went viral, and we pulled out of the fight. And actually, me and him actually became cool afterwards. We didn't really have beef. It was going to be a funny competition to me. He was 24 at the time, and it was going to be like the OG against the young gun, and to see who the best man wins. But I guess him and his team pulled out of it, so we never got to fight.
And also, you are a radio personality on 2 different radio broadcasts, WBNC Radio Net on Wayback Wednesdays and ToxicRadio.net. I have to ask you, can you tell us a bit more about those shows? And of course, where can our listeners actually tap in and check you out?
You can tap in on WBNCRadio.net every Wednesday from 9 to 11. Me and my DJ, DJ Phil Smooth at his station. And he had a show that he would just play old school hip hop from 2004 always from the beginning, and they did all types of soul music and anything classic, anything from way back. And I like the show's vibe. And then we got my partner Mark Mills, who got that apparel clothing, came aboard, and we just every Wednesday 9 to 11 on WBNCRadio.net. You check us out. And then my Sunday show is Toxic Radio. That's shout out to my man Toxic Mike from ToxicRadio.net. And what we do is just have conversation, bring artists on like you do, and interview them, whether it's not necessarily all music, but it's world current events. And so it's what's happening now in all aspects of life. And, that's every Sunday between 6 and 7 on ToxicRadio.net. You can check it on Facebook, Toxic Radio page, Funky Contradiction page. And that's my show, Spring Funky Contradiction. Shout out to Liz, my co-host, and Toxic Mike, and all the beautiful guests that we've had. This is our 43rd episode or something. So I found a new love in radio, man. I really like it. I like it a lot. I've been on television. I've been in movies. I did a TV show called Urban Expression with Shelly Shell and Keith Scott for 10 years before, like, the BT and the internet blew up, before YouTube. So we was like the premier video show in Philadelphia and the surrounding area. So I did that for 10 years, and I did a few movies. But this radio thing got me hooked, though. I really like radio a lot. I like it a lot.
Oh, I most definitely. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It's almost like a drug, man. You just can't get enough of it, man. Once you get on the air, people start vibing to what you do, man. You soak it up like a sponge, but you just want more, you know?
Yeah. Like, I just like the fact that I got a lot to say. And sometimes you can't say it all in your records. So your records, by, being a unsigned, independent, underground artist, you only gonna get us so far. But on radio, especially with the internet, you can really just say what you want, talk it how you talk it, and you get followers and fans, and people really catch on to what my ideas. Or if you oppose it, we can have great dialogue. It's really, really cool. And then the Wayback Wednesday is just an appreciation of all the music that I really, really like. You know what I'm saying? So, like, every Wednesday is a story to me. We have band practice with my drummer and my DJ, and then we go do the radio, and we party all night with the crew, Sunshine, and all the people that come along, and DJ Politics, and we just have a ball.
And also, speaking of movies that you were in, you were also featured in the film Crime Partners with Ja Rule, Ice-T, and Snoop Dogg, one of my personal favorites of all time. But I have to ask you, how did that role come to be for you, man? And what was it like working with Snoop Dogg, T, and Ja Rule?
It was funny because a buddy of mine from Rough Riders that I met him on the set. And what happened was, we went down there with a friend of mine. Her name was Mug, and she was associated with Swiss Beats Dad, CD. And he was like, I got a movie coming up. Y'all want to be extras? You got to come back to New York. And we came to Philadelphia and drove right back to New York the next day to be on the set. So I was supposed to play a cop and just be an extra as a cop. And the guy I met from Rough Rider was like, yo, let's dive in this part up, man. I'm going to be and you know, we did it. And then 2 years later, you know, and this is a movie that was produced by Kenneth Supreme McGriff. So this is before he got locked up. And it came out, and I didn't believe that this movie, you know, after 2 years, you be like, I guess another one will never come out. So, you know, we had a good time on the set with Aaron Turner from Benefit Society, my man, Christian Powell, and all these great actors that are really like blown up today. And then the movie came out, and the part that I did was really a significant part, and it stood out. They done used it on BET as far as the Jennifer Griff story. Like that clip really took me along. And then as people, like you said, was your favorite movie, it was a lot of people's favorite. It was the #1 underground urban movie of 2002, I believe. And next thing you know, man, people would just hit me up on the street like, you was in Crime Partners, you was in Crime Partners. So that was a dope movie. That was a dope experience. And like I said, it came, my part came really from nothing. Like I said, I was going to just be extra. And next thing you know, I got a hollering and screaming part getting locked up, thrown in the paddy wagon, cussing the police out.
And you were also the front man for Supreme and the New Experience. I have to ask you, tell us the story behind the formation of that group. And of course, do you guys have any new and up-and-coming projects?
Yeah, what happened was, with me and my band, the Rezarekta, hence my name, Supreme the Rezarekta, just let everybody know that I was a part of a great band that lasted for 8 years called the Rezarekta. Our guitar player got breast cancer, and we had to split up. And we was a dope band, a 4-piece band, the Rezarekta. And I had a time to do something that I always wanted to do, which was, you know, do this music that wasn't rock as heavy as rock as our previous stuff was. I wanted to do something real funky and soulful. So I got with Chuck Tree, and then we got with David Ivory, and we made this dope music, and my DJ Exotic D, and some great singers and everything, and he put David Ivory produced a great body of work. And he was like, well, you got to have a name for it, because now it's a band. So he's like, I said, how about Supreme and the New Experience? And this is 2012. So we put a 12-piece band together. We shot a couple good videos. But 12 people in a band is hard to maintain. And man, oh man, it was like a hard thing to do for a long time, because the little bit of money that came in, I made sure all the musicians got paid, and I sometimes didn't get paid anything. So it wasn't worth it to me. And then as time went on, we took the one song that we did called Queen of the Wild and put that out as a single. But we actually did put an album out called Revolution. And from there, I did a solo thing, and I wanted to do a band for so long and get it back together. But we finally got it together. Me and CL Smooth, my partner, on way back Wednesday, we found a young drummer named Val. And I said, okay, instead of a 12-piece, let's just do a 3-piece combo and add people that we need them. And Supreme and the New Experience was born. It was reborn in March during the COVID, and that's what we did. We've been rehearsing ever since. Our first show actually is September 4th at the EWE Wrestling Federation. We actually playing September 4th at a big wrestling show in Camden, New Jersey. So that's going to be our first Supreme and the New Experience show. But we've been really trying to get this band together for so long. And after this Supreme, the Rezarekta project, the concoction, I'm going to go strictly Supreme and the New Experience and do everything through the band. I like being in the band. I really like it a lot.
And if you don't mind me asking as well, man, like since that show's coming up soon, where can our listeners actually get some tickets, not only to see you, but to also catch some good wrestling as well?
Oh wow! The show is, I can't even pronounce it. It's Pompeii Amistad is a soccer arena in Camden, New Jersey. It's like I said, the show is $10 to get in. You can catch it from SpotlightEntertainment.com. Shout out to Mr. CEO and Hazel Roche, stars, and he wanted us to play. And it's going to be a live concert with 4 or 5 other artists, Supreme and the New Experience, which is us. And then it's going to be something like that. Whatever the group that sing Louder Than Love, they're doing a virtual concert, streaming it live from Puerto Rico, and it's a real headliner from
Hey man, you know what? You can't go wrong with $10, man. That actually is a phenomenal price for not only some great action-packed wrestling, but also, man, you get to see the legendary Supreme. So I encourage everybody that is listening, if you're gonna be in the New Jersey area, man, even if you're in the New York area, hit the train, get across the water, meet Supreme, and meet some wrestlers, man. I'm telling you, $10, you can't go wrong.
Not at all. And anything you need, just check out my Facebook, Supreme Rezarekta, for all info. Always I have everything on Instagram, which is at Supreme VR, SUPREEMVR, and the website, SupremeTheResurrector.com. All information for music, videos, everything is going to be on there. You know what I mean?
And so, Supreme, this is the time that I give a chance, just to be like, just ask you what is next for you. Is there anything I happen to miss during this interview? Anything else you still want to promote? We still have you here live on the radio station.
We're going to be shout out to Kathy Taylor, who actually through B-Tip is how I hooked up with you guys, and we're going to actually start working with we're in talks to doing work with the Diabetes Foundation, where I give a portion of my sales to the Diabetes Foundation. So Kathy Taylor's out there really hustling for the business side of what we're doing in Rich Waller. And we're getting ready to work on the concoction. The album is coming. It's been promised for 3 years. And it's finally going to come, because my last CD was Shitty 2015, and it's featuring Whitney Tatum, Through the Free. We had 144,000 chosen few. They got a new video coming out on the 31st called Incredible, which I'm a part of that. Different numbers, the album for the crew, 144,000 chosen few. That's coming. The concoction is coming. Look out for the 3 singles from Milk Boy. That's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be great year in 2021. You know what I'm saying? We really trying to slide out of 2020 because this is the year of unpredictability, and God knows if you survive 2020, you are a survivor. These new records are really going to get you through. Like Straight for the Fences is going to keep your spirits up. The other record is called, it's going to be called what is that? Yo, there's so much going on, but.
Hey man, you're a busy guy, man. You're a busy guy, so take your time. It's okay. We're a 24-hour station, brother. So you know what? You know what I mean. You got the floor, man. So don't rush, bro.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I get it all out because I'm glad you give me. You're a phenomenal interviewer. You're a phenomenal host.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. That's why I like it 24/7, man, because when I was a podcast before, originally, you had that 3-hour time slot, right? And, sometimes you get some talkers, so now it's like 24 hours. Let's get it.
That's what's up. But the last record is called Rise and Grind, and that's going to be the Milk Boys' Feast to the Rich, they resistance, as they say. This is going to be the one that you want to check, and hopefully the COVID is over. That record, Rise and Grind, will come out because it's basically saying, yo, we can sleep for a little bit. We can sleep all year. We can hibernate and quarantine it. Now it's time to get up, get out, and see somebody. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be, hopefully, the Swing for the Fences will be the anthem for all sports events. The other one, Paper Chase, is about, really getting in there and grinding. It's really hard for trap beats. And then, watch out for the artists that I got coming out, which is Reese D, her album. Her single is Wildin'. It is out right now, doing good. And, shout out to my sister Whitney Tatum. Got a record coming out, and her album is doing good on Suburban Noise. It's just a family thing. Shout out to 144,000. They got their projects coming out to the streets and everybody, man. And everybody's just doing phenomenally good. Shout out to Big Kyle and my man Bruce. These are the people that really just help Supreme become Supreme and maintain my fantasy. And, of course, the radio shows with Dr. Mike and CL Smooth. And it's just a lot going on. It don't seem like a lot when you're doing it, but when you look outside and when you're talking about it right now, it's like, wow, we do got a lot. And during the midst of a pandemic, God is good. You know what I'm saying? He's good all the time.
Hey, I most definitely agree, brother. I most definitely agree. But Supreme, this is the time in the interview that I give a chance for the individual that slides into the 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM airwaves. Just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. And of course, your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and everything Supreme if they're not already doing so.
Yeah. The big site is Supreme, SUPREEM, the Rezarekta.com. That's the big website. my band, Supreme and the New Experience, and also SupremeandTheNewExperience.com. And social media-wise, Supreme the Rezarekta on Facebook, and Supreme DR on Instagram and Twitter. And that's SUPREEMDR on Instagram and Twitter, and Supreme and the New Experience on Instagram. Everything is good. Everything is Supreme and the New Experience or Supreme the Rezarekta. Just Google it. Google it. You just put it in the search bar, and everything about me gonna pop up. Shout out to Milk Boys, man. We gonna come back and make a whole comeback on the after this COVID for the bars, the studio, everything. You know what I'm saying?
And I gotta say, Supreme, thank you so much again for taking the time out of your busy evening and coming on Outlaw Radio FM, man. It truthfully was an honor and most definitely a privilege. And I hope down the line we can make this happen again. But most of all, man, good luck on your show at the wrestling event, man. I hope it's smooth sailing and there's a great turnout for it.
So, DJ Mortal, it's been a pleasure, man. Like I said, shout out to DJ for even making this connection. Kathy Taylor for putting it together. And her whole team, and shout out to my man Mark Mills, my partner, for riding right by my side the whole time. And I'm telling you, like, this year is going to be phenomenal, yo, and it's going to be, like, this year has been interesting, but next year is going to be the jump off for all the hard work. And I can't wait to really get over there to Canada, you know what I'm saying, and just tour again, man. I missed the road. I got a phenomenal stage show, and I can't wait for the whole world to see it. You can get a taste of it on the 4th. I'm sure it'll be videotaped. I'm sure it'll be online, different places, and you'll get a taste to see what we look like on that big stage. Because we're coming back. This is the first show of many from a long time layoff, but we've been practicing and working the whole time. So, you know what I mean? We're ready to roll, you know what I mean?
Hey, most definitely. I agree, man. Supreme, thank you so much again, man. Have yourself a wonderful night, and most definitely stay safe out there in New Jersey.
Hey, Immortal, it's been a pleasure. And we can do it again anytime we want to. And if anything, man, one day we'll link up so I can get you on my show.
Hey, most definitely, man. I'm gonna tell you like this: if you send me a date and time, I will make sure I'll make myself available, man. So, and like I said, you're always welcome back on Outlaw Radio FM. So anytime you need that extra exposure, hit me up, man. I got you.
Definitely, get you all these new records, and you can start blasting them off and do what you do with them. You know what I mean? You got it, baby.
Hey, most definitely, brother. Thank you so much again, and have yourself a great night.
Oh, thank you. One love.
One love.